Hi, welcome back. This is the VoiceOver PowerPoint course introduction I promised in my super grainy introductory video. I apologize in advance for that. Had a little bit of a technical difficulty, as is sometimes happens. So I love memes. I use memes. So here's my very first one. Tries to be cool by going over boring class procedures using funny internet memes. Welcome to my world. And hello from 1990s corporate America. Oh my gosh, look at the hair. I did have a very fancy suit, and I spent many years doing corporate communications, marketing and public relations before we even knew what public relations was. So now my regular gig is a professor, full-time professor. My background is in marketing and strategic comms, as I said, 25 years. This is me now with my Google glasses on. Industries, I've worked in high-tech manufacturing, inorganic chemicals, and that means salt and fertilizer. Licensed apparel. I worked on lots of sports apparel, believe it or not. Higher education, and I've owned my own small business. My education background is I have a BA in marketing and a finance minor, and I also have an MBA. Currently, I am a professor of practice in public relations. I teach graduate and undergraduate digital and PR strategy courses. Have a very big fondness for tech. You can see me here in the Outpost Social Media Lab. I do part-time marketing and branding for the college, and I'm a so-called expert in social and digital media. This is actually me in the Outpost giving a local media interview. They used to love to talk to me in the Outpost. I am not the faculty advisor currently for the Outpost Social Media Lab, but I can probably get you in touch with someone who is. You can refer to me as Ms. Lowe, Professor Lowe. I prefer not on a first name basis, just as a courtesy, and you definitely don't need to call me doctor because I don't have a PhD. So a little bit about my teaching philosophy. I understand that reading long, boring text is, well, boring, but read you must. However, in that vein, I definitely chose the so-called textbook as it's an industry level book that's consumed by not just students but professionals who want to know more about online reputation management, and it is certainly much easier to read than some textbooks I've seen. I want you to know that applied and active learning is more effective than reading alone. So I want you to take advantage of both the credit activities and non-credit practice activities along the way, because practice is the only way to mastery. Let me say that again. You must practice in order to master something. So you're going to come into this class thinking, oh, I know about digital, and in fact you do, and you know about strategy, definitely. But there's some things that you're going to learn, and practice is the only way to master those new concepts. In fact, you never know everything. I have been doing this for longer than you've definitely been alive, probably most of you, and you never know everything. Always be learning. Always, always. Never stop learning. And I'm here to help you learn. That's my job. Alright, foolish assumptions that I have made. That you have completed PR 3311 with a C or better. And I hope that you are considered fluent in the strategic management of PR as it relates to theory and practice. I expect you to be experts in GHOST and SWOT and the 4 phases of PR strategy. I expect that you're interested in learning more about digital strategy and tactics so that you can apply it to a real-world client. And I assume that you bought the textbook. If none of these are true, I would highly suggest that you pause here and probably figure out a plan to address any of these weaknesses that you might have. You are going to be expected to apply what you learned in 3311. There is no doubt about it. As I mentioned in my intro video, you will really struggle if you are not You can't articulate what the ghost model is if you can't conduct a SWOT analysis, and that you don't know what formative research is at the very least. Reach out to me. There are some helper materials in Blackboard, which I will point out when I give my course tour, and you can find those on the left-hand navigation. All right, I expect you to interact with the class hashtag, and the hashtag is TechPR3315. I'm talking about Twitter. Don't just creep. In fact, I had asked for some feedback from some alums, and I got some today on the hashtag. So I want you to make sure that that's where I'm putting out those trends, discussion topics. I would love to hear from you. Tweet me back. Don't just creep. You'll get more out of the course. Netiquette. All caps implies that you are shouting. Please don't shout. Watch your tone. This is written, not verbal communication. It can be very easy to misinterpret someone's meaning online. But guess what? This is a really good practice activity for content development if you are getting into any kind of social or digital content development. Think about what you have written before you submit it. And of course, we all love emojis, which I use them frequently. They can also help convey tone. Always check your GSP. Make your messages easier to read by making your paragraph short and to the point. Behave as if you would in a face-to-face classroom. I shouldn't have to tell you that, harassment, abusive language, none of those things would be tolerated in a face-to-face classroom, and they will not be tolerated here. Successful digital is non-linear, and these are my words. I'm all about being disruptive. So not in a negative way, but in that second definition, innovative or groundbreaking. Breaking a disruptive technology into the market is never easy. So everything that we enjoy today, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, websites, e-commerce, all of those things were incredibly disruptive, and look where they are today. So be prepared to be a little bit disruptive. How to make an A and get the most out of this class. Get the textbook. That's right. Let me repeat that. Get the textbook. Online Reputation Management for Dummies. Read the textbook. You cannot succeed without doing these two essential steps. Log in regularly and block off class time just as if you were attending a face-to-face course. Complete the learning modules in order. That's how I built them. Now, I've offered you some redundancy and some different things that will make it easy for you to dip in and dip out of the course at your convenience, but the modules are built to be completed in order, although I do not force you to do so. Check your TTU email, your E-Rater email frequently, and Blackboard board announcements often. You are responsible for this information. Not knowing something that was posted to announcements and sent to your email is not an excuse. But I want you to bring a sense of humor and adventure to the course. Digital is serious business, but if we're not having fun, we are certainly doing it wrong. It's a lot of entertainment value to look at what's happening online. On that vein, though, be respectful. This is a safe space to exchange opinions about controversial topics. We'll be discussing things that heat up and cool down quite frequently online, and how we should handle those.